We're walking through Senegal.
What happens when you walk into the West African countryside?
It's been a crazy day.
With absolutely no plan. Join me as I meet village chiefs, cross river deltas, and battle extreme heat through Senegal. All I have is a mosquito net, a portable charger, and camera batteries. This adventure will end when my batteries die or I succumb to the heat.
To say I'm underprepared for this is an understatement, massively.
Join me on my journey with no destination through Senegal. The next morning, I woke up in Sambagay, where a weekly market was in full swing.
Maybe you go back before you come again. You come again.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, in Senegal, right? Been an interesting morning. Stopped for a coffee and some bread, some food.
Yeah.
Some bread with beans. And we visited the local mosque that's under construction.
Sambagay ñu ngi fii jumaa jaa ngi commencé am problème yoo xam ne cosaan la suñu ñoom papa ñoo ko fi defoon fu mu toll nii dem na ba mu ngi primé ñu bëgg ku ñu ci yelfu donation dimbale ñu ba ak yi nga sooroor yee dal bi yëpp dañ ko wàccee ngir manque de moyens.
The doctor's surgery here in Sambagay is in a much better condition than the other cases sanitaires that we visited yesterday and the day before. But I mean, there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. Pour l'enfant, hein?
Waaw, femme de accoucher. Ja. Maternité.
Maternité. Ouais.
Échographe.
Ouais. Échographe. Pour la photo.
Voilà. C'est centre d'accouchement.
Centre d'accouchement.
C'est pour accoucher les bébés ici.
Ouais. Pour labor. For the delivery of the babies, yeah?
The ambulance is Sambagay. Right now it's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
C'est kaput en ce moment. Ouais.
Yeah.
So it needs fixing.
We need
Needs some fixing. If you want to help any of these communities that you've seen, just get in touch, and we can organise that the money goes directly to whichever project you'd like.
Please do leave a comment if you wish to help.
Good morning from the town of Toubacouta on the delta of the river Saloum in Senegal. So, update. I was dropped off here by Lamin on the back of his moped a couple of days ago, and I was going to move on and continue my walk, but I met a bird watcher from Belgium, and I set him a challenge which we were filming yesterday.
Join me after this series as I dive into something completely new. The challenge was to photograph 50 different bird species in one day. It was pretty fun.
Quite exciting. But that's for another video. Yeah, now, one day later, I'm back on it, back on the road. Just leaving Toubacouta now. Unfortunately, I think the next part is a little bit of a main road before I can start weaving through the villages. Yeah, it should be fun. Again, no plan, no destination, just walking in a vague sort of northerly direction. So let's see how it goes. This isn't going to be the nicest start. It's already boiling. I mean, it's not really going to drop below 30 degrees anymore, even at night time. The road is hot, busy with cars. Yeah, this isn't going to be a pleasant start.
I was, however, about to have some luck.
Yeah, so, wrong way. He's pulling over. Bonjour.
Hi, would you like a taxi?
Yeah. From the guest house.
My name is Gauthier.
Gautier. We shared a boat yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. That'd be great.
Great. Welcome on board.
Thank you. And you are traveling where?
I'm going back to France. I did Bordeaux to Dakar with the motorbike in almost 3 weeks. So now it's too hot here in Senegal. So I'm going back to home slowly but surely.
Nice. Well, thanks. Yeah, I can I fit on somewhere?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Avec plaisir.
Ouais. Been dropped and saved probably 5 or 6 kilometers of road, maybe more.
Yeah, by 40 degrees it's
Yeah.
not very pleasant.
40 degrees avoided on the main road. So now heading back into the villages. So thank you very much. Bon voyage.
See you there, bon voyage.
Good
like
luck.
and subscribe.
So 2 acts of kindness very, very close to each other. Given a lift, avoided the road, and there's this kid up a mango tree who threw me a fresh mango. I even offered to pay him and he said no. I obviously gave him something, but it's a kid and he even refused money, so off the main road. Happy about that. I mean, look at the state of this one. I think we have a rather large problem. I need to cross this, but the tide is all the way out. The boats are all beached. I am stuck. I don't even know how to get round here. Right, challenge accepted, I guess. I just had a long consideration of whether I would just walk across because the tide is really far out. There are sandbanks going across and there's only one crossing point, because this crossing point here behind me, I'm fairly sure would be shallow enough to wade through and hold my bag above my head onto the next island. There's another island over there and that seems to connect all the way to the bank via the mangroves. I was seriously considering it, but even since I've started walking up here to like double check again, I can see the tide is coming in very quickly. Some of the land I was literally just standing on has now disappeared. So that would have been a very stupid move because I could have got stuck or stranded somewhere on an island that eventually just became the river. So glad I didn't do that. Bonjour.
Oui.
There is a man here that I'm speaking to. Il est une personne avec un petit bateau ici?
Oui.
Ouais. Où est la personne?
La personne il est ici, un petit bateau
Ouais.
qui ne connaît pas le nom.
Um,
Mamadou ou bien.
Mamadou.
Il vient où?
Mamadou.
À Toubacouta ou bien
Ah, non, Toubacouta. Allez,
dans la mer?
tu dois. À quelle heure pour le bateau?
Le bateau.
Ouais.
Pour lui,
This was challenging, as I can't really speak French and I didn't actually know where I was going.
Pardon, mon français est terrible. Ouais, nous sommes ici. Ouais, nous sommes ici.
oui, oui, oui.
Et le bateau est ici. Et je pense que je vais aller en ici. My French is muddling through with some of the worst French in the world. I have managed to organise some form of boat across. Okay, c'est bon.
Voilà.
Parfait. Ouais. We are on the boat. Merci beaucoup.
Despite forgetting how to speak French, I was on my way across the river. There was no engine on this boat, so the guys were using a long stick and a shovel. They dropped me off in the mangroves on the other side of the river. Not knowing where I was going, and on my own again, I made my way out towards the bank of the river. But as I went to put my shoes back on, I discovered that I no longer had them. They were still on the boat, there.
Okay, I'm pretty certain that they're heading back now. Usually I'm carrying only my bag and, you know, I'm wearing my shoes. I tend to wear them. This is a good trade here. Shoes for 1,000.
Merci.
Ne pas trop cher.
Merci. Okay, merci.
Merci beaucoup. I have my shoes. Au revoir.
Au revoir, merci. À la prochaine.
Wow. That was a close one. Thank you guys. That was a close call. I would have been absolutely f***ed. My only pair of shoes. What an idiot. What an idiot. This is quite interesting actually, because you can see my footprints from running and also from walking. You know, there's a there's a big difference in the urgency in these footprints, that's for sure. Got my shoes, got my bag, haven't left anything behind. Where the hell am I?
With my feet starting to burn up, I head towards a small building on the riverbank.
My feet were burning, so I have been given these for the time being, and now I think I can wash my feet. Merci beaucoup, c'est bon? C'est bon? Ouais. Quelle direction à Badoudou? Tu es ici, hein?
Quand tu le montres à Badou, tout le monde m'a connaît Badou.
Quelle direction ici?
Tout le monde.
I really had no idea what she was saying at this point, and she was probably just as confused as I was. I had lots of help translating this series from French and Wolof speakers, but no one could really tell what she was saying either. I'm not entirely sure what language this is, maybe a mix of a few.
Ouais, merci. Badou est Ici, un petit village ici, ouais. Et après, Doudou. Ouais, parfait. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Right, on the road again. Very kind. Must think I'm insane. Can't really explain what I'm doing properly. And you just see me sort of emerge from a riverbank shouting my shoes in French, mon chausseur. Asking her to wash my feet. And then just leaving with a camera into the middle of nowhere. It must be almost 40 degrees now.
And the shade of these trees was a very welcome relief from the sun.
Usually I will buy bottled water as much as I can, but in this town there isn't any, so I've got my water purification tablets and I've got some well water. It's very clear. Yeah, it's a video. It's very clear, so it's a good sign, but you never know. So I'm going to absolutely max out the capacity of the purification tablets here. Merci. Au revoir. I will still try to avoid drinking that water. I have half a litre of pure, clean water with me still. But I've got it for an emergency. I'll try the next town or village. But to be honest, I doubt there will be anything, so I'll probably have to drink it. But those tablets should do the job, hopefully. It's absolutely brutal out here. No shade. Feels a bit like a desert. 40 degrees. It's the kind of thing you've got to be really careful with. You really don't want to get lost here. That would be quite bad. Quite bad.
So far on this adventure, I had crossed into Senegal on foot, met very kind people and found places to stay in the local villages. I saw health facilities, mosques and ate with village chiefs. Before reaching Touboucouta, hitching a ride on a motorbike and crossing a river delta. What else did Senegal have in store for me? Join me for the final time this series, as I struggle to deal with the heat of Senegal.
It's like stupid hot here at the moment. Really hot. The camera's overheating and I'm overheating. Empty, arid. It is hot. It is hot.